Alright, now, before this begins proper, I do want to clarify that some of the audio in the beginning is kind of fucked up. Mainly because I didn't realize that recording Discord was only going to record the footage and not the actual call itself. And I didn't realize how to actually record the call itself until, like, freaking 50 minutes in or something. So, if you want to skip to that part, here's a timestamp. Just letting you know why the audio is so... I'm going to try to audio balance it personally, but just in case you can't figure out why it's so fucking terrible, there you go. Also, considering the fact that this is going to be talking about the entire first season and hinting at some aspects of Season 2, spoilers abound. I don't know why you would have clicked on this otherwise. Alright, hopefully we can begin now. You know what, of all the things to start this off with, this just had to be it, didn't it? Oh, hey, looks like he will be joining us after all. I just started 10 seconds ago.
Well, of course I would. I have 3 cats, and one of them is black.
Why? You know, that... Alright, you know what? Hey there, gamers. Welcome to hell. I'm gonna try to introduce everyone here, cause you see, I am a fucking tool. Alright, so, like, first of all, we're gonna do this in alphabetical order. There's the one who introduced me to this hell to begin with, as Elf 101. Introduce yourself. You know what? That's fair. You know, I can relate to that. Alright, then there's the guy who somehow has a worse internet connection than me, Bowser Dude.
Hey, I'm Bowser Dude. No, if you can obviously tell, I'm the one guy on the thumbnail that isn't an OC. But yeah, that too. And I also may or may not exist for like during certain parts of this because my internet kind of sucks. So we'll see how that rolls.
And then Discord justifies my own point. Alright. Alright, and then in alphabetical order, there is the man of perfection, the professional Tsubasa Stan himself, me, aka Saradust. And then there's the man who would dare to fight against God himself, Keyblade. It's the man who would dare to fight against...
Yes, I would fight against God
and lose.
And then there's Zeffy. He just likes microwaving cats, I guess. I really didn't think of it. I didn't really think of any way to introduce him, so I'm just kind of winging it right now.
This video was blocked by PETA.
Oh God. Key, you do realize that everything that is being recorded will and may be used against you. So, you know what? Let's just get started by talking about non-spoilery stuff that we liked about Symphogear, and then after that, we can discuss why its Season 1 is terrible with spoilers. It's like, look, at worst, I'd probably give it like a 7, maybe a 6 if I'm not in a good mood. Okay, so let me put this to you in the most mature and let me just put it in the most mature and sophisticated way I possibly can. Imagine if Sonic the Hedgehog and Ruby had a child, and they let it get babysat by Love Live, Madoka Magica, and Gurren Lagann, respectively.
You know what? That's very accurate. I'll go with that. My alternative is just Monica Magica, Love Live, and Kamura all of a sudden decide to raise them.
High School Musical, but the students killed each other. Pretty much.
You know what?
I do personally like it better than Love Live. I'm not saying Love Live's bad. It's good. And anyone says otherwise, it's wrong.
You know,
And I just
alright,
think,
if-
and I just
if
think it's
alright,
far
I'm
better than
just
Love
gonna
Live
be
because I
honest,
never
like,
watched Love
if there's
Live.
one-
So that means it's objectively bad.
You know what? Like, you know what? There are levels of degeneracy I'm willing to go to, but Love Live is not one of them.
Anyway, so like,
For some reason, like, I'm willing to... look, I'm willing to watch stuff like frickin' Akame ga Kill, but for some reason, this is where I draw the line.
but anyway, like, not to interrupt the conversation, but maybe,
all right.
maybe we can. Now, this is gonna be another challenge. How often in this podcast are we gonna stay on topic?
What? Yep.
Yeah. So anyway,
You know-
maybe we should go to episode 1 then.
Do you think we can make a drinking game out of every time Bowser Dude cuts out?
Yeah. Okay, here.
Alright, so, like, if back to what I was saying before I got interrupted, like, if there's one thing I'll praise right out of the gate, the music is really, really good. Because, like, the soundtrack, not even the character themes, because those are just amazing, but, like, I also like the basic Bench soundtrack, because, like, there's a lot of really memorable tracks there.
I think my parenting is really just the use of, like, tease meeting, because, yeah, how many times can you catch Karate, Steve B played it back? How many times can you catch Mimi or Tsubasa or, Chris? How many times can you catch them? Too many.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I also really like the use of different use of instruments to represent the characters, because, like, Tsubasa is more, like, traditional Japanese stuff, while, so Hibiki's got more Celtic vibes, and, and then Chris is just frickin' full-on metal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, her theme song is definitely the best to me. That's for sure. The other two, it's like, it's okay, but it's like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, like, to be fair, like, that's, I mean, that is a conversation for another day, but in all fairness, what isn't better in Season 2? You know what? Alright, now, like, another thing that I do think is pretty... Okay, shoot, like, I forgot what I was gonna say. Gosh diddly darn it.
They're okay.
You know, what? Going back to like earlier, another detail I love is how like all of us are red, and Key's over here with just a fucking purple-haired Bernadetta. I think that's a good visual indicator of where this is going.
You will be, though.
Alright then. Like another thing I'm gonna say, like I think the fight scenes are like genuinely really good, because like there's a lot of creative uses of the characters' abilities. Eh. Yeah, like obviously that's gonna be the. I feel like it's gonna be the case with any show. I mean, like, okay, but like, all right, then I'd say it's been like a good enough time. Like, there's not really much more I can talk about without going into spoilers. So like, if you're oh yeah, no, the. Now, yeah, like Tsubasa's walk cycle from episode 3. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter. It's not that. Look, it has some polish.
Okay, here, I can look at it and not hate it. It's fun.
Alright, so like, I guess that's all we can talk about without going into spoilers, so if you're worried about that, get the fuck out while you still can.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the final episode.
I'm gonna give it like 5 seconds so that they can click off the video.
Kidding, of course.
Yes, we can talk about the incelident. Yes, we can talk about
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Yeah, you see, Keyblade Master is a small brain boy who can't see past the most basic levels and just say, oh hey, she slapped her. That means she's bad, without even bothering to look into the character development or just the characters at all.
Basically, yes, that.
Essentially, Keyblade should not allow to make a character analysis. He'd be the worst YouTuber out there. Well, you know, that just means you're extremely petty. That makes her reasoning worse, Keyblade. Keyblade, that makes her reasoning worse. Because you're essentially disliking the girl.
I think you need to understand something called people can make bad decisions and have it be justified by good writing.
Like, who's the actual incel here? Yes. Yes, it was, Azzy. It's always necessary, especially when it comes to Keyblade Master.
There is saying he's wrong, and then there's what you did.
I'm implying I haven't done that like several times already. Okay, hold on. Of all people, what was that supposed to imply, Zeffy? Like, this isn't anything new, Zeffy. This isn't anything new. I must tell you. This is like.
Knee-jerk reaction there, and it's like, and it's like, and the season 1 image of Symphogear that hopefully I commissioned someone to make will show everyone beating me up for that mistake.
Honestly, I was just gonna commission someone to draw all the Symphogear characters T-posing on you, but that works too.
Chris, alright, so I guess now that that's the case, let's talk about the other thing that we made fun of Kia. Ryoko-san!
Oh, goddamn it!
Yes, Ryoko-san, otherwise known as Gender-Bent Phil Nye, the science guy.
Otherwise known as Fide, jerk. That's the nice
or
term
BDSM
for
girl.
The other term for it is, oh dear.
Personally, I like to use the term BDSM chick.
So even
Yeah,
if you're
exactly,
up against
like,
a
Sarah, I've been
possible
saying
surprise
that.
villain, that is not enough for Key to ignore the keep it in your pants rule.
Key took 5 seconds, stared at her, and said, "She's hot." The knows what exactly who Ryoko-san is. Last in spoilers.
Okay, you know, like, in fairness here, Finay is like one of the few characters who can somehow manage to be hotter with clothes than without them.
I mean, hey, now the animators can show more of the good stuff. Now that they don't have
I
to censor.
suppose.
Oh yeah, not to mention Fine was introduced naked and Key got a crack out of that.
Oh yeah, her introduction scene, probably one of the most shocking moments in the entire season.
Yeah, it's like, especially, but it's like, listen, I might have gone a boner when I first saw her naked, but then the scene happened and that boner died.
You know, like,
It did.
Because, like, for the few who somehow decided to keep going and just don't care about spoilers, basically, we start off inside a mansion with a naked chick speaking the worst English some of the worst English I've ever heard. Not the worst, I've seen worse. And, like, she's doing her evil thing, and then, Chris is just chained up and being electrocuted, and that's just fucked up, and that's basically just the writer saying, hey, you're not supposed to like this character.
This series is supposed to be made for young children.
A very nice friendly reminder here, this series was made for young boys. This is technically a shonen series, so...
Oh!
That is
certainly
since we're talking about Finay...
Wait, hold on, it's like, Zeffy, how did you feel seeing Chris get tortured?
I just punch you in the face for bringing up that idea.
Okay, I don't know why everyone wants to beat me up. I mean, come on, we already got past the incelitant.
I mean, like, to be fair, you have a very punchable face.
Keyblade Wood was he was in Chris's place.
What the fuck?
You know it's true.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I don't have a BDSM fetish.
Oh, you will. You will. You will.
I'm gonna move on from this conversation.
Okay, well, actually, hold on. I wanted to bring up, since we talked about Key being small brain and not being able to understand characters at all, by figuring out who Ryoko was at the exact last moment, let's talk about me, who was able to figure out whom the true identity by episode 2.
Okay, well, actually,
hold on. I wanted to bring up, since we talked about Key.
And he's gone again. Delightful.
I will destroy Discord's bad internet connection for Bowser, dude.
Well, anyways, let's talk about how Zeffy wants to stan Chris.
I mean,
This is going terribly. Great. Okay, so, if Discord isn't just completely cutting me out, or if the internet turned itself God.
Of course, you deviated that topic after you.
I mean, look, to be fair, I want to stand Chris.
I think everyone here should at least want someone stand Chris. Chris is good. Don't murder your microphone in the process.
Alright
Oh my
then,
God.
fine, I won't murder my microphone tonight. Alright, but like...
It's not.
Okay, I'm
Welcome
sorry.
back.
I tried for a moment.
Okay,
It's alright.
I pulled a Symphogear.
Okay, but like...
Because, characters also die
Okay,
for
look,
moments
here's
in
my thing with
Symphogear.
Chris. I like her. It's just that she doesn't really develop per se during this season, because like you kind of just pulls a Namek arc Vegeta, where like after she gets betrayed by her boss, she's all like, you know what, I don't really like you guys that much, but we got bigger fish to fry at the moment.
Yeah.
Again, G really kind of just does the job better since she's part of the main cast, but I think the little thing she still had was sufficient enough.
It's
fine.
like. I do like that about G, but like I want to save that for when we actually talk about G.
Yeah, we
I
all
think
talk.
looking back at the first season, I think what they might have wanted to try to get across before is that at least the stuff like when you introduce Chris as an adversary, when she's clearly wearing this like set of armor that
The Neshu armor, the one that Fina has.
Mm-hmm.
you see that. But then you end up having her use a proper Symphogear later, like during the fight with Hibiki. I guess the main idea is to showcase this is actually who Chris is. Like the others literally just playing fake. Like we're just actually seeing Chris for who she is. Like the moment she starts, singing, using,
Ichiban.
Yeah.
It's like, look, we got the frickin' armor, which is just. Which like when Chris uses it is just New 13 from Blaze Blue, but with a Captain Falcon helmet, and then when frickin' Fine uses it, it's just straight up Yellow Diamond from Steven Universe.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
And
hot.
actually, no, since, we brought out Fine, I actually wanted to go back to what I was talking about earlier. Well, how we mentioned that Keyblade is kind of small brain for not being able to figure out, who Fine was until the absolute last moment, where it's extremely obvious.
Oh yeah.
Let's
like,
go to me, who figured
I mean,
out
like,
in episode 2.
I'll give Bowser
Because I have a
credit.
big
He was
brain.
like one step ahead of all of us.
Yeah, you started getting hints at episode 2, and I'm like going, damn, you're already getting shaky feels a real good episode 2.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
okay.
Episode 5, though.
Yeah, I'm just that much of a genius. I have
And
the
then
big
the-
brain.
I bet you this guy watched the. Okay.
And then there's Key.
I bet you that Bowser watched the entirety of Rick and Morty in reverse in Spanish with Italian subtitles.
Pretty much. Now to actually explain myself, since I actually never told you guys why, and you're probably very interested in why. Essentially, well, like, I guess I say I figured it out. I think more accurately, like, I had a suspicion. Cause, like, okay, so in episode 2, they talk about, Ryoko, her role, and how, like, she's the scientist who discovered all... I don't remember the exact words, but she pretty much discovered, like, the Symphogears, or just freaking, like, she's the one responsible of this song energy stuff. I was thinking, if she's the main... Because I was thinking back to episode 1, with the whole, failure at the beginning, with the whatever the armor is called, Nilafia, whatever. And it's like, yeah, Nishu, yeah, that. And it's like, I was thinking, that's probably going to be important, because, like, they're not going to show us this unless it's important. And then I heard, like, Ryoko is, like, she's the one who, like, kind of does all this stuff, and it made me think. No, could Ryoko have set this up? Could she, like, do... Because it was going well at first, and then everything just kind of malfunctioned for plot reasons. I'm thinking, was it Ryoko? She could have done that, couldn't she? Because, like, she's the main scientist and all that. So I had that suspicion in my mind. I was thinking maybe she's evil. She was, like, the main one I had. And also she just seemed a bit out of place with her, like, kind of being a bit creepy, towards Hibiki. Pretty much. Now you actually explain my... and why.
I'm just gonna pretend that Discord's picking him up.
I think more accurately, like, I had a suspicion. Because, like, okay, so in episode 2, they talk about, Ryoko, her role, and how, like, she's the scientist who discovered all... I don't remember the exact words, but she pretty much discovered, like, the Symphogears, or just freaking, like, she's the one responsible of the song energy stuff.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he died again.
God damn it.
For God's sake. Okay, here, you know what, Sarah, you can just put this back, into my audio recording.
I will do my best.
They mentioned she was the one who discovered, the power of the Symphogears, at least how song powers them, and the song energy, right? Whatever it was, I don't exactly remember the exact wording.
Wavelength, something like that. Lord knows that's hard for me to even pronounce.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, the song energy, that's what I'm calling it. I was thinking, if she's the main, because I was thinking back to episode 1, with the whole, failure at the beginning, with the whatever the armor is called, Nilafia, whatever.
Nishu.
And it's like, yeah, Nishu, yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not gonna show the...
God damn it.
Oh, it's like she's the all one who, like, kind of does all this stuff, and it made me think, could Ryoko have set this up? Could she, like, do... Because it was going well at first, and then everything just kind of malfunctioned for plot reasons. I'm thinking, was it Ryoko? She could have done that, couldn't she? Because, like, she's the main scientist and all that. So I had that suspicion in my mind. I was thinking maybe she's evil. She was, like, the main one I had. And also she just seemed a bit out of place with her, like, kind of being a bit creepy, towards Hibiki.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? And it's
Sexual
like,
assault is bad.
and then... Yeah, pretty much, and, well... And then episode 5 happened. I'm like, okay, yeah, she is definitely evil. Suspicions confirm, I'm a super genius. I am above all of you. I was suspicious before anyone else. Ha!
God, yep. He has a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Anyway.
so, like... Alright, so, like, if there is, like... I'm gonna be honest, if there is one thing that I wanna... Okay, look, if there's one thing I want to say before I go into other stuff, it's like, frickin' Genjiro is the best character in this entire season.
Yes.
Changed my mind.
Genjiro is best girl.
Saying that Hibiki's right there! Oh,
Like,
I am very good.
I am convinced that Genjiro is part of the Joestar
Yeah.
bloodline.
Yeah, okay, no, seriously, yeah.
He does the JoJo aura, so it all makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna, like, I'm being legit. Honestly, in season 1, didn't really find any of the main girls that interesting. Genjiro...
You
Like,
know
this
what?
guy should have
That's
been the main
fair.
character. Like, I wish this guy was the main character. We needed more Genjiro love.
Gotchi. It's fine.
It's like... I just love Genjiro on the sole basis that he got incredibly powerful just by watching Chun-Li movies.
Yeah, no, so seriously, it's like episode 3. Like, Tsubasa's about to freaking destroy Hibiki with her giant, like, sword. Like, literally triple the size of Genjiro, I think. And he literally just, just blocks it with his bare fist and destroys it. I'm like, why isn't this guy fighting the noise? I mean, yeah, I get it. They carbonized this people. But, I could totally believe that. I can totally believe if the show just told, oh yeah, Genjiro, he just powers through that. He just willpowers that to not happen. I could totally believe that.
And like, even then, in
and I'm
freaking,
like,
the episode
so, like,
where, like, he
like-
and Chris interact, he saves Chris from a bunch of noise by throwing rocks at him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, this guy clearly doesn't need to punch them. He can just take the environment and destroy them.
Oh.
Like, I don't believe he could stop the threat, but he's pretty goddamn effective.
And he is able to technically go up to 1-to-1 with Fine, and that actually almost went deal in
Yeah.
it. He just got tricked.
Okay, can I talk about no. Okay, hold on, Sarah. Let me talk about this because that fight, I was legit. That actually kind of pissed me off a bit because like Genjiro, he's doing so well against Fini. Like she's destroying the armor. And like he can destroy her armor with bare hands.
My feet usually.
Oh yeah, no, like, that's my favorite fight this entire season, even with the finale in mind. Oh god, but like, if there is one thing I will be... Okay, go on.
He can destroy her armor with bare hands. Like he got rid of the noise machine. Like he could have totally ended her there. Like we wouldn't even need the final arc. Like we could have just ended it there. But then the show pulls its classic cheese and surprise Pikachu faces.
Like, like, the only thing that stopped him from winning was her going, oh, look at me, it's Ryuko. You wouldn't hurt your friend,
like,
would you?
Yeah, that, and then, like, she said, oh, Genjiro and Ryoko, and then Genjiro puts on the goddamn surprise Pikachu faces, because that's something I noticed about the show, surprise Pikachu faces, and then freaking gets impaled, and I was, like, so mad. It's like, no, we are doing him dirty. We are doing him dirty, and I hate it.
You know, I'm gonna blame every time he just.
You know what? Discord's a bitch.
I'm blaming the Discord breakers on Fine. Are we all okay with it?
Yeah.
We're blaming this on Fine now.
Yes. Yes, I hate.
I mean, like...
Yeah, worst character solely because of that.
I mean, I'm
Okay,
getting the
ranting.
feeling that Finay is just going to become the Anankos, where, like, every bad thing that happens can be attributed to her.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You know, the only difference is that Finay actually has good writing backing her up.
I mean, I say the word yes, but it's a bit more complicated.
I'd imagine. But, like, okay, like, if I can be critical of Season 1 for a second, a lot of the arcs in Season 1, I feel, aren't bad, per se. They were just rushed. Like, it's like they were writing for a 24-episode season, but then they realized they only got 13, and they had to rush a couple plot points. Because a good example is Hibiki and Miku. Because, like, in episode 6, at the end, Miku, I think it's, like, at the end, or is it, like, it's episode 5, I forget.
Episode 7, I believe, that she says, we're no longer friends. Episode 8, we're friends again.
Yeah, no, because, like, episode 6, she finds out that Hibiki is a Symphogear user, and Hibiki gets into a great fight with Chris, where Hibiki's like, hey, girl, I want to be friends with you. Help me do this Undertale pacifist run. Chris is like, no, fuck you. I played Genocide at least 6 different times, you cuck.
And, you know...
And then,
no,
like, after
seriously,
they're done fighting, Miku's like, now, man, Hibiki, I can't believe you lied to me. Now we're no longer gonna be friends. And then next episode, they're fighting this octopus monster, and she's all like, shh, don't worry. Just don't sing. It's cool. I forgive you. Let's be lesbians later.
Yeah, it's like, seriously, it's like, actually developing your conflict, pff, screw that. Let's just, it's like, I hate you, Hibiki.
And then they have, like, and then they fall into that, and then after they beat it, they fall into, like, they rip that river, they get dirty, they take a photo. That's a genuinely wholesome moment. I love it.
But still, I just don't get over that. Like Miku and Chris. Chris, for God's sakes, Hibiki and Miku get in this fight. They're no longer friends. Next episode with Zero build up, they're friends again. Yeah, okay.
And then, okay, look, I don't blame it much during, like, the whole bit with the octopus, because, you know, life and death situation, all that jazz. But then immediately after that, that's a bit rushed, if I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Like I said, you know, developing your conflicts.
And then there was Chris's arc. And by that I mean, what arc?
I mean, she technically sort of gets an arc, especially since she meets Miku, and she slowly starts realizing this is apparently how normal people work, and not, you know, the one person who tortured you all that time.
But it's still not exactly well developed.
It's like,
it is more of a
to be honest.
simple, Chris not part of the main group, so it doesn't really go smooth.
it's like, honestly, like, there's the whole bit with her and Finay, which, like, I can believe that she would work for Finay, considering the whole torture stuff that was going on. I can believe there's a bit of mindfuckery going on with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But, like, then frickin' Hibiki tries to become her best friend, and then she's all like, dude, what the hell is this friendship thing? I've only known I just stay up every night wondering why I'm still here. Just to suffer? Every night I can feel my arm. Oh, God. It's like, if I'm gonna be honest, like, I think Tsubasa's arc is probably the best this season, and no, this is not just because I'm a professional Tsubasa stan, but, like, I genuinely think it's the most well-written.
No, it is
'Cause, like-
solo arcs,
Cause
and
like,
then
Yeah.
just got the top.
Yeah, like she's the one who got
Cause, like,
the
I
most
feel like-
development that actually mattered.
cause like,
Go on.
I like Tsubasa in in the first 10 minutes. She starts off as where Hibiki is, and after the 2-year time skip, where she's all happy and pure and would protect energy. And then the incident happens where Kanade fucking dies, and then she's all like, "Who needs friendship when I got a can of whoop ass?" And then she meets Hibiki, does the slap, the incident happens. And then we have episode 4 where she fights Chris, and it's a bit of a rough fight. There's a bit of hentai. I have no idea what that was about. And then Tsubasa uses her climax song, which almost kills both her and Chris. Thankfully, they both survive, and that puts Tsubasa in the hospital for episode 5, where Hibiki just kind of comes in, and this is the one part of the arc I do think is rushed, where Hibiki comes in, she's like, "Dude, your room is filthy. Let me clean it." Tsubasa's like, "Nah, fam. Oh, my manager does it because he doesn't do anything else this season." And then Hibiki cleans her room, and they're suddenly lesbian friends. Like, they're not best friends, but it's slow friendship. I do think that part's somewhat forced, but I can look past it because Tsubasa is perfection. And then we have next few episodes, Tsubasa's slowly warming up. Then we have episode 9 where she goes on a date with Miku and Hibiki, and her character arc just goes full circle here.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's like,
And then there's also the bit where she's like, "I want the world to hear my songs. King Records would like to know your location."
Oh yeah, that.
That is
Yeah, actually, like, can I point out something like another funny moment I noticed in episode 8?
still the.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's just like I want the world to hear myself. King Records about that.
No, it's like,
Okay, hold on, I cut out again?
No, I think with the VeggieTales meme said it best. I'm Tsubasa. I want the world to hear my songs, King Records. Allow us to introduce us.
God, that is just really... I love that bit, but, like... I do also like how Hibiki is all like, "Hey, you don't have to fight these things. We'll do it for you. Just enjoy the good times while they last, because apparently, according to Azzy, they will not last."
Good times lasting. Oh no, they only truly last at the end of season 5. Pain and misery is sprinkled throughout all of the season of Symphogear. There is no. You only get moments of resting, and then the villains decide to show up and ruin everything.
Oh God, but like, okay, but like, being perfectly honest, I kind of forgot Ogawa was a character at points. Cause he really doesn't, cause like, no offense to him, but like, he doesn't really do much, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yes, he is technically sort of a side character alongside, technically, there's a few members of the Symphogear crew who are all, they aren't really focused on them much because
They're there, but they're not important, so...
It's like,
they're
they're not important, but we're just gonna remind you that regular people exist in this world.
They're just
Because
there to be
honestly-
the operators or the guys who deal with the political stuff that's in Symphogear, but not really that well. But it's really not that
Because,
well
like,
expanded on,
honestly,
because
I
we
am
do that,
kind
guess.
of convinced that males are an endangered species in this universe. And, like, considering some stuff that happens in Season 2, I don't really think I'm wrong about that.
Probably not.
I mean, it's like, apparently I've heard something about, like, Symphogear, like, later seasons, but,
Like, look, all I know about the later seasons is that there's a cyborg with boob missiles. That's literally all I know.
Oh,
Okay, but, like... Alright, is there anything else we want to talk about before I start to go on about why the finale is batshit crazy?
Oh yeah, like me and Sarah had like a lot to talk about before this.
Part of me would have wanted to go off and say to get to any finale stuff. Favorite character, least favorite character, favorite song, and least favorite song. You don't have to say the song titles if you really can't remember them. Lord knows I can't, but just...
No, okay, that's a fun thing to discuss. Sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, favorite character... Do I even need to say that? Do I even need to say that? Least favorite character? If I'm gonna be perfectly honest, probably Ogawa but that's only just in the fact he doesn't do much. Other than that, he's not really all that bad.
Alright.
Like,
My favorite is Hibiki. Least favorite, you know what? Gonna be honest. Some of the more minor characters like Hibiki's regular classmates or like Ogawa and them. Not bad characters per se. They're there, they exist, and I don't really care for
This
them.
isn't an anime, Hibiki. Stop being silly.
And
Okay, you be
anyways,
the
like,
exception.
No, yeah, but like,
my favorite is like Chris, of course, and this also implies like my favorite song. My least favorite character, it's Hibiki's teacher.
okay, you know what? I forgot she existed, but you know what? Yeah, no, she's my least favorite.
Yeah, okay, like,
You know what? I'll
yeah,
go
she
with
is kind
that.
of annoying.
Damn, I didn't know Zeffy hated the teacher that much.
That's what
Yeah.
your mom said last night, Keith.
What the fuck?
Okay, so, if I can go...
Zeffy, we already got done
Okay,
murdering
yeah, okay,
him. Why are
okay.
you beating a
No,
dead
anyway, but-
corpse?
Bowser.
Okay, like, I think this is, like, all pretty obvious from what I said earlier. But, you know, a favorite is obviously, you know, Genjiro. One thing I didn't mention is this show is, like, full of cheese. But he actually kind of makes it work and makes it rather wholesome. And he's just kind of cool overall. Best girl, like I said. Least favorite, Fanae. Like, honestly, she's not a very well-developed villain. And she did Genjiro dirty, so... She did Genjiro dirty, so screw her. I hate her.
Okay, so like,
Her main motive is
God-
God makes her ovaries feel.
alright then.
I will admit it's better explained in season 5 because you get the other half of the story, but you're only coming from the mindset of you watch a literal single season of yeah, Phoenix motive is kinda well, it's something.
Alright, but like, if I had to choose a favorite song, I'd be really stuck between Tsubasa's theme, because obviously, and weirdly enough, Hibiki's second theme. You know, like the one that plays when she's fighting like the octopus dude.
Yeah, the remix of Kanade's song.
Yes, that.
We didn't hear Key's favorite and least favorite character.
Alright, Key, what's your favorite and least favorite?
Alright, my favorite character is probably like what was the red haired dude?
Genjiro?
Genjiro.
Alright.
Alright, now, your least favorite character. Choose your next words very wisely.
My least favorite character? Alrighty.
We
I'm
choose so wisely.
okay. It'll have to be very, very difficult, so it might like we have I guess the character that I dislike as a character, not because they're a villain. I'm guessing it'd be Hibiki's classmates, like the girl with the anime went like
Oh yeah, no, the anime girl. She's very quotable, but like,
Yeah.
there really isn't much to her outside of that in season 1.
Yeah, she's literally just there as a meme. She's kind of like Admiral Akbar in Star Wars. That's literally where they could contribute thing outside of something.
Yeah, honestly, like...
That and the one moment from the basically the rough end of season 1, but even then, at the moment she sort of starts acting like a Michelle going, woman, shut up and believe
Yeah, honestly,
me."
like, I was expecting, like, sometime during season 1, just for someone, that they just pull, like, you know, anime girl. This isn't an anime, and someone else is here. Stop saying that! Yes, it is!
Wonderful.
Like, I swear, I was expecting that throughout, like, like, the entire series, and I'm disappointed that never happened.
Alright then, so like, does everyone else have a favorite song, or...
I think my favorite song, that's probably gonna be, shit, I think it's a Tai song that she uses for battle. The duo song, that was sung by Tsubasa and Kanade in the beginning, Hibiki's battle theme and Hibiki's second battle theme, that's a remix of Kanade's battle. They have a thing.
You know what? Those are valid choices.
Yeah, honestly, I'd probably just go for, like, Chris's battle team. I just like it the most.
Thank you.
That's
You
all
know,
I can
that's
say
also
about
valid.
it, to be honest. It's just cool, okay? I like it.
me. Chris's battle theme, I guess, stands out.
It is...
Like Chris's battle theme is like the fucking like MVP right now. Like
Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone
Chris's
stands
themes
Chris's
to
song.
me...
on my phone because thanks King Record.
Okay, look, like, for those who watch RWBY, Chris's battle themes are basically just to Symphogear what Big Metal Shoe is to Ruby Volume 6.
And considering how I feel about Ruby's soundtrack so far, I don't think I would want to imagine
It's a fucking banger, that's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, yeah, it's like Ruby has a good soundtrack, Zeph. You know. Okay.
Alright, so now
Alright then. Now that we're done with that, let's talk about how the finale makes no fucking sense.
It is.
Welcome to Symphogear. Everyone who you love dies.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, no, since we're talking
Oh,
about the
alright,
finale,
so like,
let's.
I guess we should start with episode 10, because that's technically where it starts, like...
Yeah.
This is the most makes sense episode, and it starts off with them fighting evil airplanes, so like, make of that as you will. So like, Fine's doing her, so it starts off, I think it actually starts off with like that cold opening of Ryoko being in Fine's locale and being invaded by the Americans.
Yeah,
Which is
actually,
also just there to tell the audience,
Isn't that episode
hey,
9, I think?
Fine and Ryoko are the same person. Aye.
And Lee's boner was never this.
it grew 10 times larger.
What the fuck?
No, that's not. I don't think that's what it did. Bowser did. Oh dear.
Alright,
long
so
story
like...
short, Fide's Ryuko, Americans get killed by her. Let's see here. Chris is out the good guy side now. Hooray.
Technically.
So like...
Airplanes are dead.
So like, actually, like, I'm not sure if I ever figured this out, but like, did the Americans betray Fine, or did Fine betray the Americans?
I'm pretty sure it was Fine.
Americans technically started to betray her by the fact that they were just going to shoot her up, kill her, and to probably take Neshu for it. But then there's Fine.
Yeah.
So,
But then Fine uses her Babylonian priest powers, and they all dead. Okay, like... And then there's like freaking Genjiro and Chris, which I do think is a good moment. That's a good moment for both of them.
Yeah. Could have worked better with more development on Chris's side, but I still like it.
Yeah, no, I would like that, but considering this is season 1, I'll take what I can get. And then like, I think the rest of the episode's just like a fight scene between the Noise and our main trio as they begin to learn what the real superpower of teamwork is. And before
and then
anyone...
you get to hear the
and then we get to hear that theme. Fun. So, like... oh, God, I'm gonna get back to that later. But anyways, like... And then, like, the episode ends with, like Miku going to Hibiki on the phone and being like, hey, bad stuff is happening over here. We're fucked. And then it cuts to, like, episode 11, and, like... And then we have the freaking Noise and Fine invading the good guy's base, and that's like a really good scene in and of itself. And then freaking and then Miku tries to push Fine on the elevator down, and I think that is probably that's probably the biggest power move anyone makes in this entire season.
Yeah.
Because like, well, Genjiro fighting Fine, I get that.
Nothing to Fine. Pushes her regardless.
It's like, look. At least with Genjiro, he's at least like the strongest character in terms of physical strength on this show, and you cannot change my mind. And then there's frickin' Miku, who has just been Hibiki's wife for the majority of this series.
Pretty much.
And then she just...
He's not wrong.
And like, that's just bravery in of itself, but like... Then we have the Genjiro and Fine fight, which I think we already discussed before. I still think it's the best fight of the entire season. And unfortunately, Fine beats her by beats him. I almost misgendered Genjiro. What the
this
fuck?
probably would have been my favorite fight.
Genjiro vets girl.
It's Speedwagon.
Probably would have been my favorite if they didn't did Genjiro dirty like that. I will never get over it. I swear.
Yeah, no, that would have been that's like the best fight, but I still think Genjiro got done dirty. But like, anyways, then she like takes the freaking relic and then like she puts it into the power, and then the main characters show up, and Fine's all like, "Oh ho ho, you fools! It is now time. I am Ryoko-san, but I am actually Fine this entire time. Now we shall settle this with epic anime battle." But not before I reveal my laser cannon that I am going to use to piss on the moon, because I'm a 4,000-year-old Babylonian priest and God rejected my Tinder request.
Yeah, by the way, can we just talk about, how Ryoko's or Fine's backstory?
And like, and don't worry.
Pretty much dumped into episode, and
okay, and
it
don't
pretty much
worry,
be
guys. If you
summarized
think this is coming out of nowhere, don't worry. It comes out of nowhere in the show, too. Because, like, I kind of kid, because, like, there's like, a throwaway line in episode 3 about myths being based on the noise, but even then, I still would say that's not effective foreshadowing.
I mean, that, and also she only mentioned Kagmir at the end of, I think it was episode 7, but correct me if I'm wrong, but what is it about to do? Because I know you're trying to speak, but then...
I know, internet, but anyways, like, I was gonna say, and then I also want to bring up, like, how would they also just dump, her backstory, and the backstory basically revolves down to, like, she was this ancient, like, Babylonian deity that was awakening Ryoko when Tsubasa pretty much sang a pretty song. And just awakened her somehow, which is that's honestly that's kind of like a rough description, but it's practically accurate, and I kind of hate that. Like no,
long story short, the awakening of a relic causes Fine to be awakened.
I know, and even then, it's just like
look, if by the time of season 5, Miku singing Bohemian Rhapsody doesn't enable the main characters to time travel, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, it provides something.
Alright, so like. Then there was like the big ass. Then they have a good fight scene. We find out that, oh no, freaking Ryoko-san has been experimenting on Hibiki to make her really fucking angry or something. Yazzie, do you think you can better explain that?
Long story short, maybe having a shard of a relic inside of you fusing with your body at all times might just be a bad thing when you go berserk.
Okay, I think that's, like, a better explanation than I could ever give. Because, like, that bit of dialogue legitimately confused me.
I know, I thought it was, like, pretty clear that, the relic was the relic shards were kind of fusing with Hibiki.
Like...
I mean, in episode 1, they start, like, straight up tangling around her blood vessel.
Oh, yeah, no, like...
I forgot to mention before. I think Tokyo Ghoul might have been added into the mix with making Symphogear as well.
In that case, it all kind of makes sense.
Okay, so, like... Anyways, like, anyways, Tsubasa uses, like, her shadow... Anyways, like, frickin'... I think before that, Fine actually fires the laser at the moon. Chris fucking flies up there on a rocket, uses her climax song to fire a big-ass fucking laser at it, and manages to somehow make it so that it goes off course and fucking blows off 1/4 of the moon.
You can hear us Zephy cry that day.
I heard the cries. And we had to comfort Zephy.
And like, I love that. It's not even the most absurd this finale gets, but goddamn, I love it.
Yeah, it like fucking hurt seeing that, but at the same time, I knew eventually they're gonna do something to.
Yeah, no, don't worry, I'll get to that. But like, anyways, then there was frickin', I think it's episode 12, where like Tsubasa and Hibiki are fighting Fine, and then Hibiki goes rage mode, starts attacking everyone. Tsubasa uses like a sword shadow thing to keep her from moving. And then Tsubasa has a one-on-one fight with Fine, and I fucking love it. It doesn't take a genius to figure out why.
It's because it's Fine.
Yeah, so let's go with... You know what? Let's go with that. Anyways, like... And then, frickin' Tsubasa just pulls out 2 big-ass fucking flaming swords and uses them to destroy the laser cannon on her own. And I just love that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a very badass moment, but also it was a very tragic moment. Also, the look in the chat. This image is Zephy after Chris's sacrifice.
I see that. I can believe it.
That's just, yeah, I guess so. But and then long story short, so Hibiki's now in 200% downer mode. We literally have, oh no.
She goes like she just goes all like, oh no, my lesbian friend is probably dead. My other two anime friends are probably dead. I'm fucked. And then Finay is just going into it's just having her villainous breakdown where her plans have failed and now she's really fucking angry and needs to vent it on Hibiki. And by that I mean fucking throwing her into rubble.
Like by grabbing her by the hair, no less.
You know, as you do. And then the side characters are actually useful for once, because they end up going into the power core in order to activate the school's speakers in order to sing the national anthem for the school, because it was set up in, like, one of the earlier episodes that it does make Hibiki happy. And by doing this, they're able to somehow not only bring Hibiki back from her darkest hour, but also revive Chris and Tsubasa. But not only that, but also give them super forms.
Literally, I kind of just rant about this.
Yes, go ahead. You have the floor.
Okay. Yeah, mainly with Chris. Okay, I'm gonna start with Tsubasa because with Tsubasa, they pretty much just said her vitals pretty much disappeared. Okay, it's apparently with Tsubasa, apparently the characters say her vitals went away. They essentially practically say she died. But Chris, Chris, it's not only did she use the climax song, which already can kill you. Not only does she take a direct attack from the laser that can destroy the moon, and then she literally falls from space to the earth. And then the girls sing the Lydian theme song, and now she's back to life. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, the girls they literally say a lot of the dumb stuff in the show can be pretty much described as they sang a pretty song to do this stupid stuff. Because they were
And I guess Discord doesn't want to have the floor.
Okay, apparently with Tsubasa, apparently the characters say her vitals went away. They essentially practically say she died. But Chris, Chris, it's not only did she use. Only does she.
Yeah, okay.
Moon, and then she literally falls from space to the earth. And then the girls sing the Lydian theme song, and now she's back to life. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, the girl.
Okay.
The power of singing is a strong one.
And then this leads into the final episode where our trio decide to show Metal Finay the real superpower of teamwork.
And this is when Symphogear became the Sonic the Hedgehog anime.
And then Finay summons an army of noise that's the size of the entire city. Not even a block or two, the entire city. And they blow it up in 2 minutes. As you do.
Yeah, are you sure Finay's the main villain? The girls seem to do a good job destroying the city.
I get the implication supposed to be that Finay's death lasers were what rubbled the city, but I honestly have to question how much damage our main characters did trying to destroy all those noise.
Oh.
But anyways, then Finay takes the frickin' sword that she was using to power her gun and stabs herself with it to become a fucking tower because visual imagery and symbolism or whatever. And she starts firing death lasers, and then our three main characters get in there and destroy it all. And then, our villain's now on the ground. She's been thwarted. Most of her efforts have been for naught. And then we have what is probably my favorite part of the entire season, if not the entire series, where Finay just takes her frickin' purple-ass whip, throws it at the quarter of the moon she blew up earlier, and drags it down to Earth. And this works! The part that upsets me the most is that this works!
It works. Well, I guess Finay took the Sonic Hero pages and used the real superpower.
Look, I don't care how long your whip is or how strong you are. That's still 1/4 of the fucking moon.
Oh.
And then we probably have my least favorite part of the season, where Finay's all like, "Screw you all and your friendship. I hate you." And then Hibiki taps her on the chest and goes, "Hey, you're my best friend now." And she's all like, "Yeah, okay."
Hibiki's just no, I'll still forgive you.
Yeah, and it's just honestly, I'm gonna say, kind of screw that. Come on, literally after she's about to destroy humanity, then she becomes good because Hibiki yelled friendship at her enough times. Come on, you can do better than that. At least have someone be pure evil and not redeemed, for God's sakes.
Like, this is the same. I'd like to remind you all that Finet is the same character who, in her introduction scene, was shown to have killed dogs and was torturing frickin' Chris. And this is the big climax you give her character. Like, honestly, she should have gotten more recompense for her actions. I'm just saying. Anyways, like, and then there was the frickin' bit where Hibiki, Tsubasa, and Chris use their climax songs to blow up the piece of the moon that is heading towards the Earth.
Yeah, it's like I get it's coming to the Earth and it's going to destroy it, but I didn't know. That's kind of like a fourth of the moon. I think we kind of need that to like not die in oceanic debt. Like maybe we could have like just pushed that back into orbit at least. Maybe just use a climax song to super glue it back to the moon. Just saying. Yeah, it's like I get it's coming to the Earth and it's going to. I think we kind of.
Man, Discord just doesn't like him today.
No, we all could just blame this on the curse of Babylon Fine. This is fine.
You know what? I'm just gonna blame Finet for everything, cause fucking hell, who else am I gonna blame this on? Fucking Ogawa?
Nankos, I guess, but I mean, you want to blame it on a bad Fate character? Fate's character? How the fuck?
Alright, fucking... Anyways, then we cut to, like, where the show began, where Miku is just real sad that Hibiki's dead. And then it shows more, it shows more of that scene where there's a bunch of noise attacking a mom and her child, and Miku steps in to protect them both, until we find out that our main characters have faked their deaths, not once, but twice. And it turns out they're alive, but unlike the other time, they don't decide to explain it this time. And this is the one time you'd want them to explain it, because they just got done blowing up the moon!
The government didn't want to know we were alive. We just wanted to have this climactic moment with this suspense where it's like, oh, the main character is dead in the beginning. But we can't have that. So the cheap way of oh my man, this character is dead. How is that gonna be? But no, it's like, now let's just okay, now it's a fake out death. We're big brain. We know we can't survive without our lesbian couples. Jesus.
If you want my personal opinion on how they could have improved this scene, make it so that the Hibiki and Miku drama lasts throughout the entire season and doesn't get resolved until the final minutes of the last episode. So that way, their death actually has an impact, because Miku wasn't able to tell Hibiki that she forgave her. And now she's upset that she never got to say what she wanted to. And that would have been really impactful. But nah, fam, let's just get that resolved in 2 episodes and just half-ass the ending a bit.
Yeah. Hooray for half-assing!
Again, season 1 is by far the one with the most rush. And
yeah.
Apparently, if I remember this here, the long story short of it was they had to cover up the fact that they were alive because the government said so, and also the only reason why they survived is because Hibiki's compatibility with Gungnir is just that good. Compared to everyone else, she's just that good.
It's look, I get they try to explain this in season 2 by, going on about how Hibiki is so powerful she can survive the incoming effects of the climax song. And, I think that's fine, but I think they should have tried to explain that during season 2. Not during during season 1. I messed up my wording.
It's fine.
But anyways, it's look, season 2 is a topic for another day, but all I'm gonna say right now is that from what I've seen, it gets a lot better.
Also, I'm making Sarah just panic over season 2, so I'm very happy with my results.
You know what? Let's just pretend that you don't have power over me for one podcast.
No.
No, you want to know? I just go around, I have to ask random pop quiz questions. Pop quiz question here, or, Sarah might say something, I give out the realistic, I go, wow, you're really that smart, aren't you? Why was joking, Ozzy? Yeah, you were. Too bad, the reality is different.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's just, you know what? Tsubasa was pretty good this season. God, you You didn't have to fucking murder me like that, man. Look.
I think the only one I can't technically murder right now is Bowser Dude, and that's just kind of because Bowser Dude's the most calm around my bullshitter.
Okay, so like,
messing with Key is easy, messing with Zephy is also easy. You know where to hit, and you're right now the most fun I'm having.
okay, so like, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. So anyways, like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, like, even though season 1 has problems, I do still think it's really enjoyable if you can look past them, because there is a lot of, as I can understand why someone would look at season 1 and go, yeah, this is good.
I mean, it's a competent season. It did what it wanted to do. It did it decently well. I think it could have fixed up, but like, it's not a bad season.
It's like, look,
Fine. I enjoyed myself.
It's like, look, you can tell that the people working on it do honestly care about the product they're working on. Because there's a lot of you can tell there's a lot of passion put into it, and that's really nice. Yeah, I'm just slowly starting to realize that it's been an hour, and I'm starting to run out of things that I want to talk about.
Podcasts usually lasts an hour or two, so
Yes.
made decent time.
I mean, according to my recording, we're about just about nearly an hour in. So.
And like, look, here's my thing. I'm just going through that phase where I'm just slowly starting to like I'm still processing a lot of stuff from season 1, and like, I'm watching season 2 right now, and honestly, a lot of the stuff I want to talk about is coming from that, but I don't want to talk about that yet because it's not done. I want to wait till it's done before we do the Tsubasa Kazanari Fan Club 2.
Or at least the YouTube upload's not done. It's
at least
been done for a while.
Yeah, no, because like, here's the thing: the entire series is done right now. It's just the YouTube uploads are what I'm waiting on for now. Because I don't want to deal with Crunchyroll ads because they're bullshit. And Azzy, why the fuck would you post this?
Hey, have you ever wanted to watch like 50 Dove commercials back to back?
Like, legit, I got the exact same fucking dentist ad 4 times in a row.
Like, I swear, Crunchyroll has 3 ads. That's it.
Alright, so like...
Azzy, why?
I'm taking as much as I can out of this entire moment. and I'm gonna... And the best part is, we can't talk about it, because this is only season 1. Everything I'm referencing is a season 2 reference, so it's just fun for me.
You know what? This has been a very unique experience, to put it simply.
Yep.
Okay, can I go into more on how Symphogear later on ends up pulling a Nier? Because at least from what I heard, I think from what I've heard, I guess the noise might possibly used to be people.
I'm thinking, but I'm not too sure because I still don't know. I remember looking up noise. I don't remember that part being introduced.
It's like, look, I think another... Oh, yeah, right, no, I do have another problem. It's like, with the noise. It's like, I don't think they're a bad antagonist. Quite the opposite, in fact. I think they can be intimidating when they're not just standing there menacingly. But at the same time, though, what are they? I have no fucking clue.
I only can say space aliens that somehow humans, I guess, were responsible for creating long ago, according to the woman who's actively known to be a liar.
It's like, look, all I know about them is that apparently there's like another dimension filled with these things, and like, I think the relic is what summons them? I don't know.
Like, also, remember... Also, like, am I the only one who went through this? But it's like, at first, they showed that the noise carbonized people when they touched them. And I legitimately forgot about that until episode 11, because I don't think we've seen that for we've gone 9 episodes in a row where the noise. Man,
Discord just does not like you today.
No, seriously, it's like even in episode 8, where there's an entire bunch of noise. Yeah, okay. Anyway, like I said, it's like in episode 8, there's a bunch of these there's a bunch of these noise that get summoned in this town area. There's a lot of damage. Buildings are destroyed. People probably died. Like, Chris is having this mental breakdown because people are dying because of her. Later in the episode, we haven't heard of any casualties, and I just laughed out loud. Not only because it kind of shined on that the character moment, but because there is no way, literally, there were no casualties with that much noise and city damage. Get out of here.
Oh yeah, no, like, I gotta agree with that. It feels like they were Yeah, no, I gotta agree with that. Like, I personally like to believe that maybe the guy was just wrong and he just didn't look that hard.
Yeah, well, we certainly don't know.
Because
Yeah,
you
well,
cannot tell me that
certainly don't know.
no one died in that.
Like and besides, they're the government. You know, they'd probably have pretty accurate information. So even if it's like, oh, they just didn't know of any casualties, it sure was small, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
If you couldn't find any immediate ones, especially since the noise turned people to ash. That'd be pretty noticeable.
Hey, wait. What if when people get died from noise, they aren't classified as dead?
No, when people
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, okay.
No, when people die from the noise, they just get sent into another world.
Yeah, and their bodies just like actually keep. Let me ask you: have you ever had a conversation with literal Ash? Not people named Ash, but just the dog Ash.
No.
Then yeah, okay, sure. Like I'm sure they're totally not dead.
No, like they don't die. They just get sent into whatever generic isekai anime comes out next season.
The soul is just sent to the shadow realm.
Okay, but like I did think of a few things I wanted to bring up because I just think they're like genuinely really cool. Because like there's that episode 5 scene where like, Hibiki's fighting the noise after going through her training arc with Genjiro, and she's all like, and you know the heels on her feet are getting in her way, so she just clips off the heels by crushing them against the ground, and I like that.
Actually, fun fact: the shoe, the underneath her heels, that's her actual shoe.
Oh.
So like that isn't just like Symphogear stuff. No, that's her shoe.
Oh. Okay.
Like when you mix your Symphogear with your fashion sense.
Oh god, but like, frickety frack. Then there's that bin like episode 9 with like with the airplane noise, and Hibiki just fucking jumps off a helicopter and punches the thing to death, and I love that.
Yeah.
Oh god, but like, although like if I can be critical for a second, that whole thing Hibiki does where she takes that thing out of her arm, pulls it up, and just punches something, it goes back in, it does a lot of damage. I personally think they could have set that up during the training arc, but you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna let it slide because it's really cool. Alright then. You know what? Also, like, I also just love the entire first half. I also just love the entire first half of episode 9 because I think it's, like, genuinely wholesome. I think it's episode 9. That's the one where, like, Tsubasa, Hibiki, and Miku are on a date, and I love that.
Yeah, that's 9.
Because
Ted's the one where Chris just, decides, I blow up airplanes!
Oh god, like, and then frickin' there's the movie theater bit where, like, it just does a great job showing off each of their personalities subtly. Because, like, Hibiki obviously gets really emotional over it. She's probably, like, she's, like, the emotional center of the team. She's what keeps it together.
She's the one who wants to be all happy and convert villains into good people by yelling friendship a lot.
Well, you know, like, Tsubasa, she also quietly cries at the scene, because, like, I can believe she'd get emotional over that, considering the character death that it shall not be named, but we all know what it is. And Miku is, like, doing just Miku things, okay? Look, it's been a while since I've seen that episode, alright?
Long story short, Miku, if Hibiki's the emotional rock for all of the Symphogear games, Hibiki's solo emotional rock. Just Hibiki's rock, no one else.
It's like, look, basically everyone else are Hibiki's friends, and Miku is her wife.
Pretty much.
Unless you're Chris, because Chris somehow becomes the second wife of Hibiki. For some reason.
You know what?
That's how it works.
I'm not even gonna question that.
I mean, hey, now they have a three-way. That's the best way for them to make their show better.
I can't wait to see that love triangle flourish in season 4. Okay, fucking. I also like.
Seppi's getting tired.
Okay, like, is this a good place to wrap things up?
I say yeah.
I feel like this is a pretty good place.
Because, like, I feel like if we talked any further, we'd probably just be, like, dragging things out for the sake of dragging it out.
Yeah, we just talked about
I think Elsura Lair starts saying the word season 2 spoilers, and Lord knows I have to keep my mouth shut for a reason.
Look,
Maybe
I would have saved that for the season 2
look,
podcast.
look, season 2 will be like done on YouTube next week. We can probably like talk about it then, hopefully.
Like this podcast might not even be up by next week, so who knows?
Like I don't know. Like I want to see if I can get my I want to see if I can get all my reactions to the episodes of season 1 out before I get this up. But if I can't, oh fucking well.
I'm still waiting for episode 5.
Technically speaking, Key and I still have something to finish, but anyways, as I was gonna say, yeah, Symphogear season 1, it has its issues that you can literally tell this is something that just started with its first season, but I mean it has its moments, and you can like applaud it for the good that it does end up having.
Oh yeah, it's like we probably go on like an hour-long tangent about why the finale is fucking stupid and ridiculous, but at the end of the day, I'd still recommend the show.
Yeah, I'd
It's not
recommend
bad,
this
but
show
it's
too.
like,
I recommend
don't-
it. It's
don't
very
expect too
good.
much
If
from it,
anyone
I
tells you
say.
that it's bad, they're wrong or have already converted them. Basically, put don't listen to Keyblade.